Hey YouTube, good night, good night, good night. Heading home after a hard day's work. Something just came on my heart and my mind, and I just thought I wanted to talk about it. Some time ago I spoke about generational venom, generational curses, in terms of how women pass on their generation of venom, their toxic behavior, and why this continues to happen today. One advice I definitely want to give out to men is don't try to break the cycle. And as a Christian, you are taught that many times by the Bible that you as a person is not able to break a generational curse or a cycle, because that is not within your power. And the thing I want to say about this is basically, the reason why I said that is, all the time as men and as women too, because women try to do this too, we try to change people that are not right for us because we want them to be right for us. Maybe something is going on good in the relationship at that point in time. Maybe that person feels good to you. Maybe they feel like a good fit. And this person is not right for you, but you're trying to change things about them so that they can fit into your life. And the thing about it is this. In Jamaica, we have this saying that anything that is for you cannot be against you. And even Jesus says this. Jesus says that anybody that preaches for him is not against him. You know what I mean? That preaches Jesus. Anybody that preaches Jesus and preaches the right Jesus is not against Jesus. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this, that as you experience certain people in life and you realize that they are, they have a slight problem. Like, I was going out with this woman at some point in time, and she told me about her grandmother, and then she told me about her mother. And what I realized is that the thing was generational. Like, the mistakes that the grandmother made, her mother made those decisions, and she herself was slowly but surely making those decisions. Now, because I really cared about this person, I tried to not just change her, but try to let her know that she was making the same mistakes that her grandmother and mother was making. And she didn't like. Something that you have to understand about women is that there are times when they're telling you things, and it's not because they want you to solve the problem, but just because they want you to listen. And that's a huge problem with women. Women don't understand men. Men are created to be problem solvers. So when they hear about a problem, the automatic instinct that clicks within a man, it is to fix that problem that you're talking about. You understand? So when a girl or a woman starts talking about, hey, listen, I have a problem with this, I've been with this type of guy, and blah, 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 the automatic instinct that clicks within that man is to basically say, okay, I don't want to be this guy, I don't want to treat her like this, and I don't want to, you understand what I'm saying? I don't want to drive her away by things like that. Anyway, when you see certain women where they're saying certain things to you, it's not because they want you to think that they may not make, that they are trying to change. They're just telling you. It's just them letting off steam in their life. You understand? Like, they have all these things that are like, basically bubbling up and over, all their information that is all caught up within them, and they want to let it out and express it to somebody. And that's what they do. They kind of basically express to you like what their life was, and what their parents' life was, and what their grandparents' life was. So to get into it really quickly, this chick, basically her grandmother was not married, and basically had her mother out of wedlock. And I mean, like, that's not really anything new to people and stuff like that. And then she said that her mother did the same thing that her grandmother did and had her out of wedlock. And so when we were starting to date, I basically expressed to her that I grew up with all my people together. My grandparents were together. My grandfather, after my mother's father, after his wife had died, after my mother's mother had died, he had remarried, you know. And my parents are married, you know what I mean? So I basically expressed that to her, that I'm coming from a home where, you know, marriage is not something that is far-fetched. It's not a fairy tale, but it's something that I basically lived and breathed. I lived and breathed with both of my parents, you understand? So basically I expressed this to her, that, you know, if we're together, and this is what I used to tell like women that I dated, I gave women 3 years. If I said to every woman that if we are in a relationship for 3 years, I will get married to you. I will have an engagement and I will get married to you. You understand what I'm saying? So I usually let them know that, hey, listen, after 3 years, if we're good for 3 years, then I am going to put a ring on it and I'm going to marry you and whatever it is. Anyway, long story short, basically she ended up messing up the relationship. And you know, even now she basically still tries to reach out to me, but I can definitely tell you that she's gonna make the same mistake that her mother made, because of how the decisions that she's making, that I tried to get her to avoid. And she's just like ignoring it. So basically, men, don't try to change, you know, some women. Some women are set in their ways. They are arrogant and they feel that they are above making certain mistakes. And they will point blank tell you that, you know, don't try to help them. So that's one thing, that's one heartache and headache that you can avoid as a man. When you see a girl tell you certain things, like, you know, how her grandmother was, and then she tells you how her mother was, and everything that her grandmother was, then her mother was, then just be assured that she is going to be the same, and that if she has a daughter, she's going to pass that on to her daughter as well. And this is how generational curses and generational problems get passed on throughout society, you know. And that's something that I realize that we don't really talk about, like the mistakes of our forefathers, and you know what I mean. Because when you look at it now, the state of the black society right now, it's basically generational curses or generational decisions, like people doing the same thing over and over again and not teaching the generation that comes after them how to not make those mistakes. Anyway, people, that was just my 2 cents. I hope you're blessed. Stay blessed. Talk later.